You've been told that pain is the enemy. But what if you've been fighting the wrong fight? There's a moment every man faces, usually alone, usually at 3 a.m. when everything gets quiet and the truth comes out. You're staring at nothing, and everything becomes clear, a path forward. The next business idea, how you're going to tackle tomorrow's to-do list, the conversation you need to have, the risk you need to take. But come morning, the same day in, day out routine swallows another day. Here's what I'm going to show you in the next few minutes. There's a single psychological shift that separates men who break free from this cycle from those who stay trapped in it forever. It's not about motivation. It's not about discipline. It's about understanding what you're really afraid of. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. More importantly, you'll know exactly how to use this fear as fuel instead of letting it paralyze you. By the end of this video, you'll understand why the men you admire all share one specific trait and how to develop it starting today. Not next month, not when you feel ready, today. Because right now, there's a version of you living the life you're too scared to claim. Right now, there's another version of you living the life you're too scared to go after. He took the risks you won't take. He had the talks you keep putting off. He built the business you dream about while you scroll through his success, telling yourself, someday. But here's what's eating you up inside. You know, deep down, you know you can do more. You know you're settling for less. Every day you pick the safe path, the easy path, the path your mom would be proud of. A little part of you dies. Not in a big way. Quietly, like a slow leak in your soul. Your comfort zone isn't keeping you safe. It's choking you. The question isn't if you can handle failing. The question is if you can handle the weight of never trying. Because that weight doesn't go away. It gets heavier. It grows. It chokes everything you could have been. Drop a fire emoji if you felt that punch in your chest. You see him everywhere. The man at work who complains about his boss but never looks for another job. The guy at the gym who talks about starting a business but never does the paperwork. Your friend who's been thinking about asking her out for 6 months while she dates someone else. But here's the hard part. You're becoming him. You're becoming the man who has excuses instead of results, reasons instead of experiences, comfort instead of conviction. Look at your life right now. Really look. How many dreams are sitting in the corner of your mind, collecting dust? How many times have you said, next year, or when things calm down, or when I save more money? Every someday is a small death. Your younger self is watching you. The kid who thought he could beat anything, be anything, do anything. What would he think of who you are now? Would he see the fire in your eyes? Or would he wonder what happened to the fighter he used to be? Here's the truth that cuts deep. Every time you pick comfort over courage, you're not just avoiding risk. You're avoiding yourself. The real you. The dangerous you. The you that won't settle. And the people around you, they love your small version. Your parents love that you're stable. Your friends love that you don't make them feel bad by chasing crazy dreams. Your girlfriend loves that you're reliable instead of remarkable. They've all decided to keep you safe, keep you small, keep you trapped in a life that looks good on paper but feels like jail. Who in your life gets uncomfortable when you talk about your real dreams? That discomfort isn't about you failing. It's about you winning. Because if you succeed, they'd have to look at their own fear. your courage would show their comfort addiction. So they give you reasons to wait, reasons to be realistic, reasons to pick security over being significant. And every time you listen, another piece of you dies. You weren't born to blend in. You were born to stand out. Stop. Think about what you've put up with. Not because it was right, but because it was easier than fighting. Think about the dreams you've buried under responsibility. The risks you've avoided and called it wisdom. The life you've put off while calling it patience. Marcus Aurelius wrote something that should scare every man alive. Death smiles at us all. All we can do is smile back. But here's what most people miss. Marcus wasn't talking about your last breath. He was talking about the death of what's possible. The death that happens while your heart still beats. In old Rome, fighters faced death every time they walked into the arena. But the ones who lived weren't the strongest or fastest. They were the ones who understood something most men never learn. Safety is the most dangerous lie of all. A fighter who fought scared, trying to avoid pain, trying to stay comfortable, he died fast. But the fighter who knew that comfort was death, who understood that his only real choice was between a great attempt and a meaningless life, he became a legend. They called it, remember death. Not to be dark, to be real. Every morning you wake up, you're closer to your last. The question isn't if you'll die. The question is if you'll live. Real living means you have to step into the arena, to face someone saying no, to risk failing, to lose everything comfortable for something that matters. The fighter's rule wasn't stay safe, it was make it count. Your life is the arena, your dreams are the fight. And every day you pick comfort over courage, you're walking out without even trying. The crowd, society, family, friends, they want you in the stands. They want you watching other people fight, cheering for other people's wins while your own sword gets rusty. But you weren't born for the stands. You weren't born to watch your own life happen. You were born to fight. The alpha gets what the fighter knew. There are two types of pain in this world, the pain of hard work and the pain of regret. Hard work weighs a little. Regret weighs everything. When you're 80 looking back, you won't remember the comfort you kept. You won't remember the risks you didn't take. You'll remember the moments you stepped into the arena, the times you picked courage over comfort. Or you'll remember that you never did, and that memory will crush you. Let me show you two men, both 45, both smart, both capable, but only one is really alive. David wakes up every morning in a house he can pay for, with a job he puts up with, married to a woman he settled for. He's not unhappy exactly. He's just empty, like he's living someone else's life in his own body. David had dreams once. Wanted to start a company, write a book, travel the world, ask out the girl who made his heart race. But life happened. Bills piled up. Responsibilities grew. And slowly, quietly, his dreams died under being practical. Now David scrolls through social media, watching other men live the lives he was too scared to chase. He tells himself he's happy. He made the smart choices. But late at night, when the distractions stop, David faces the truth. He's not living. He's just dying slowly. Comfort isn't safety. Comfort is slow suicide. Marcus wakes up every morning beat up but happy. His path wasn't easy. Started 3 businesses. 2 failed big time. got rejected by dozens of women before finding his wife, risked everything multiple times, lost most of it, built it back stronger. Marcus has failures. David has regrets. Guess which one is poison? The safe path is the most dangerous path of all. It kills your soul while keeping your body breathing. It turns warriors into watchers, alphas into audience members. The comfort trap whispers sweet lies. Why risk what you have? What if it doesn't work? You're doing fine as you are. But fine is the enemy of amazing. Fine is where dreams die. Fine is the drug that numbs you to your own potential. Think about the men you actually look up to. The business owners, the athletes, the leaders, the legends. What do they all have? They picked uncertainty over comfort. They picked the chance of amazing failure over the promise of ordinary life. Your regret isn't just about what you didn't do. It's about who you didn't become. Elon Musk could have retired after PayPal. Instead, he bet everything on electric cars and rockets. Could have failed big time. Probably should have, according to experts. But he understood something most men never learn. The regret of not trying is way worse than the pain of failing. Every time you pick safety over growth, you're not avoiding risk. You're avoiding the man you could become. You're picking the cage you know over the freedom you don't. You're picking the sure prison over the possible paradise. Here's the cruel joke. The things you're avoiding, rejection, failure, loss, they're going to happen anyway. Life doesn't give you a pass because you played it safe. You're going to face pain no matter what. The only question is if it's the clean pain of effort or the dirty pain of regret. Clean pain builds you, teaches you, makes you stronger, smarter, tougher. Dirty pain just makes you bitter. You don't owe anyone an explanation for picking greatness over comfort. Stop everything. Right now, look in the mirror. Not at your hair, not at your clothes. Look into your eyes. What do you see? The fire of a man chasing his destiny, or the tired look of someone who gave up on himself? Be honest. When was the last time you impressed yourself? When did you last do something that scared you? Something that pushed you? Something that made you think, I can't believe I just did that. If you have to think for more than 3 seconds, you have your answer. You've gotten comfortable with being comfortable. You've made peace with average. You've told yourself that steady is better than spectacular. But you weren't made for steady. You weren't built for safe. You weren't created to blend in, fit in, or disappear into the background of your own life. You were built to win, to create, to earn your place through action, not luck. What dreams are you too scared to say out loud? That pause? That moment where you thought of something but immediately said it was unrealistic? That's not wisdom. That's fear wearing the mask of being grown up. The alpha doesn't throw away dreams. He builds roads to them. He doesn't see problems. He sees chances to prove what he's made of. Everyone else asks, what if I fail? The alpha asks, what if I don't try? Everyone else thinks about risk. The alpha thinks about regret. Everyone else picks comfort. The alpha picks consequences. You don't owe anyone an explanation for picking greatness over comfort. Feel that fight bubbling up? That voice saying, but what about my responsibilities? What about my family? What about security? That's not your voice. That's the voice of everyone who gave up on themselves and now needs you to give up too. so they don't feel alone in quitting. But you're not them. You're not built like them. You're not made to accept good enough as enough. The man in the mirror has two choices. Keep building a life that looks good from outside but feels empty from inside. Or tear down the comfortable prison and start building something worthy of the warrior you were born to be. Here's the punch to your soul. You already know which choice you're going to make. You've known for years, maybe decades. You've just been waiting for permission, waiting for the right time, waiting for fear to go away. But fear doesn't go away. Courage isn't when fear disappears. Courage is feeling the terror and doing it anyway. Courage is picking regret over regret. The short regret of a failed try over the lifetime regret of never trying. The man in the mirror is waiting for you to remember who you really are. Here's what changes when you finally get that regret is the only real enemy. You stop asking permission to be great. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. You stop building your life around other people's comfort zones. You start moving, not perfectly, not safely, but powerfully. The business idea you've been sitting on for 2 years. You do the paperwork tomorrow. The book you've been thinking about writing. You write the first chapter this weekend. The woman who makes your heart race, you ask her out this week, not because you know you'll win, because you refuse to promise yourself the regret of never trying. Pain goes away. Regret stays forever. The alpha doesn't fear pain because pain teaches. Pain builds strength. Pain creates toughness. But regret? Regret is the weight you carry until your last breath. Your younger self thought you could beat the world. Your older self will either thank you for trying or haunt you for giving up. There's no middle ground. There's no trophy for a life half-lived. The fighter enters the arena not because winning is promised, but because truth is promised. The arena shows who you really are when everything comfortable gets stripped away, when all the excuses disappear, when there's nothing left but you and your choices. Your arena is waiting. Your sword is ready. Your moment is now. Will you enter the arena of your own life or spend forever wondering what would have happened if you had? Take a moment. Breathe. Feel the weight of this choice. 20 years from now, you'll be somewhere, looking back at this exact moment. You'll remember these words. You'll remember the fire in your chest. You'll remember what you decided. What will you remember picking? If you're ready to stop fearing regret more than pain, if you're ready to enter your arena, comment below. I choose the arena. Let's see how many real alphas are watching this. This isn't just a video. This is a war cry against average. If this message cut through the noise and hit something real inside you, then you need to be here. Not for more videos, for more truth, for more reminders of who you really are when the world tries to make you stay small. This isn't self-help. This is war strategy. Next week, the comfort addiction that's killing your masculine edge. Why the modern world is built to keep men sleepy, comfortable, and totally powerless. And the old practices that rewire your brain for greatness in 30 days. After that, why your father's approval is your biggest weakness. The mental chains keeping grown men trapped like children, and how to break free without destroying your family. This is for men who pick growth over comfort, risk over safety, legendary over ordinary. Hit subscribe if you're ready to join a brotherhood that won't settle. The arena is calling. Are you ready to answer? In the quiet between heartbeats, in the space between thoughts, lives a truth that can't be said, only felt. You are not here to be safe. You are here to matter. Every man who ever mattered, who ever changed anything, who ever left a mark that lasted longer than his body, he got this truth. He felt the pull of the arena. He heard greatness calling his name. And he answered. Not because he wasn't scared, because he was scared of the right thing. Not because winning was promised, because the chance to find out what he was really made of was promised. The world will give you 1,000 reasons to stay small, 1,000,000 excuses to pick comfort over courage. But in the end, when the last heartbeat fades and the final breath leaves, none of those reasons will matter. What matters is this: when greatness called your name, did you answer? The arena is forever. The choice is now. Who you become is who you choose to be when no one is watching and everyone is counting on you to stay the same. Being quiet was never peace. It was losing yourself. Your comfort was never safety. It was slow death. Your fear was never protection. It was prison. The alpha fears regret more than pain, because pain goes away. Regret echoes forever,